A ride for a ride. Last week, I went to look for my grandfather, Buckra, the Paehae, the first. I find him sitting down underneath a tree in the old coconut square, right there by the Apollo Theater. My poor grandpapito looked like he had lost his best friend in the world. I say, but grandfather, what wrong with you? You look like you lost your first and your last and your only friend in the world. He say, worse than that, my little big head buckwheato, my boy. Worse than that is the best gal in the world is what lost. Your poor grandpierre can't stop thinking about all the days of my life would have been so different. I say, how you mean, grandfather? He say, man, my life could have been a great and glorious thing if I hadn't have followed the advice of that stupidly big bum dribble lip friend of mine, El Cabron. Is he and his stupidness what make me chase away me once upon a time doo-doo darling and all the good things she would have bring to your grandpapito, just like she did in the days of old when we was young and life was golden. I say, how you mean, grandfather? What is you do? What happened, grandfather? My grandfather say, what is I do? What is I do? It ain't what do, Buckwheato. It's what is I say. I, the great Buckra, the Paehae, the first, was underneath the spell of something more powerful than anything. That super spell, what they call the great and mysterious power of love. I say, is love do you like this? Is love had me, my boy. It had my eyeball them spinning. I couldn't catch my breath. My heart was pounding like a bass drum in a steel band clash. When I closed my eye them, all I could see is my darling, my dear face. I couldn't rest. I tell you, I was staring at the moon all the long hours of the night, and the sky through all the days, and the moon all through the night again. And when I catch myself, my leg them weak, my hand them trembling like a rummy. I tell you, I couldn't think. I couldn't speak my own name. All I could say is, oh, my darling, my dear. Oh, my darling, my dear. That's when I make the mistake, and I went to see that donkey, what says my good friend El Cabron. I say, oh, God, El Cabron, I can't think, I can't talk, I can't walk. 1 minute my brains melt down, the next minute my mouth freeze up. The Buckra is so confused. I say, I don't know what's going on. Help me, man. Help me. You older than me. El Cabron, and you is my good friend, Nito. Oh, God, man. Tell me, man. Tell me. Tell me what's wrong with me. He said, what wrong with you? What wrong with you? I'm going to tell you what wrong with you. You're too damn stupid. That's what wrong with you. Leave this to me. I'm going to tell you what to do. You're gone stupid because somebody has done hit you with a dondo. My grandfather he said, a dondo? A dondo? Then I say, grandfather, what is a dondo? My grandfather say, my boy, don't worry about that. I'm going to tell you when you come big, sometime further down the line, in the misty days beyond tomorrow. Then El Cabron say, yes, sir, I don't know. Look like it could be one of the worst kind. One of them from Tatola, or from St. Lucia, or from St. Kitts. Yes, sir, a Kittitian dondo, among the very worst of the worst kind. My grandfather say, no, El Cabron, my darling, my dear, say is love we in. She said we is in love. His love had knocked down the mighty Buckra the Paehae, a crawling on my knees in love. Oh, my darling, my dear, she said she loved me too, you know. Yes, sir, they gon' got to call me Buckra the Shakespeare, the big bad bard from down the road. This love thing got me talking in rhyme all the time, and I writing poetries and thing. Listen to this one, and hear how my darling, my dear, say my words can sing. Oh, my doo-doo darling, my dear, if only you was here with me, or I was there with you. What a grand and glorious things we could do. Almost every day, and almost every night, and sometimes in between. I don't forget you might want to do it once or twice in the romantical 4-day morning. Oh, how happy I and you would be, there beneath the sugar apple tree of love. That's when El Cabron say, you think that stupidness is poetry? You think you're in love? You're crazy in your ass? You're gone stupidity. Man, is a dondo make you come true? We got to break the spell of this thing. We got to shake off the dondo what hole in you. My grandfather say, magic? A dondo? No, man, El Cabron, is true love what hole in me. El Cabron said, true love what hole in you? Ha! No, sir, is a dondo, my boy, and a strong one too. That sound like the quotation, double down, dig up the ground, drive him wild, make him give you a child, red pepper, dandy dondo. But you come to the right place, my boy. You come to the right place. Leave it to El Cabron. I gonna tell you what to do. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Now back in those wonderful golden days of Cadeza, the Buckra had a donkey by the name of El Gongolo the Foss. A big-armed, good-looking, two-toned black and white donkey that could have passed for some kind of first-class Arabian breed, pinto stallion jackass, my boy. And that's exactly the opinion the jackass had of himself. This Gongolo the Foss was a prancing and a dancing, slick-back styling and delusional jackass of the first degree for true. Buckra the Paehae had buy him from behind the fort for 11 cents because nobody else had want him or would put up with him. But man, the Buckra loved that jackass like he were Christmas morning. He used to dress him up for the carnival parade with streamers and mirrors and a little golden donkey crown, make out a Schaefer bear can. Them boys say Schaefer is the bear that made the Buckra famous. But that's another story. Buckra and the Gongolo was in their own special section of the parade, my boy. The Gongolo refused to come up the road with the rest of the donkey in the jackass troop. And the old Dane man them and the rest of them double-breed fellows who'd have come prancing up the main street in the high-class people equestrian troop wouldn't allow Buckra the Paehae and what they called his crazy two-toned zebu goat to prance with them. So they had to come up the road on their own. The Buckra didn't mind because he and the Gongolo knew the two of them was one of a kind, my boy. The two of them was one of a kind. Now El Cabron, who guarantee he gonna mash up the spell of the dondo, said the onlyest way to do it is to get the girl to Leo make love with her in a hammock outside underneath the full moon. And before you start to do the thing, you got to fill up your mouth with fish guts, and then you got to belch out the fish guts from your mouth to her mouth. And then exactly the same time, you got to make sure she gets stung by 2 Jack Spaniel while you're holding in your hand. And one of them have to be the big queen bee in the Jack Spaniel them. Make sure of that, you hear? The Buckra say, what? Why is you crazy? El Cabron say, no, sir. I tell you, that's the only way. My grandfather say, we're gonna get a mouthful of fish guts. We're gonna catch the Jack Spaniel queen. El Cabron say, don't worry about that. I gonna provide all of them for you for only $3 cash, no credit. My grandfather say, $3? Man, that's a lot. El Cabron say, boy, you want to stay stupid all your life? My grandfather say, okay then, how I gonna make my girlfriend want to do the thing outside in a hammock underneath the full moon? El Cabron say, you don't know how? You don't know how? Ha ha, Buckra, you is a joke, man. You is a joke. Okay then, I gonna give you the words. I gonna give you the exact words that never fail. The Buckra say, how much money you gonna charge me for the words that never fail? Don't worry about that. Not a thing, not a thing. That's to show you I is your good friend El Cabron. No, when you on the gongolo, come dancing up the road in the carnival parade tomorrow, shining and whining and looking sharp. And when you reach the post office square by the Grand Hotel, and the girl want to jump up behind you on the gongolo like she always does, that's when you got to deliver the words that never fail, the words that no woman in the world can resist. He said, listen closely, Buckra, listen closely. And when she reach her hand up, you must hold it good. You got to look straight in the eye and bend down low. And in your sexiest voice, you got to whisper these words right straight in her ear. A ride for a ride, my darling. A ride for a ride, my dear. Well, Buckrito, let me tell you, my boy, the next day in the big carnival parade, right there in the post office square, I did exactly what El Cabron said. And as she heard the words what no woman can resist, she cocked her head on the side and she watched me a certain kind of way. And that's when I began to realize that I had made the worst mistake of my life. Yeah, my boy, that's when my whole life changed. The girl threw down my hand and she jumped back and she bawled out for everybody to hear. A ride for a ride? A ride for a ride? What kind of girl you think I is? I gonna tell my father what you say. I gonna tell my brother what you say. I gonna tell my uncle them and my auntie them and all my cousin them what you say. What kind of girl you think I is? What kind of people you think I comes from? You gonna be sorry. You gonna be sorry. I gonna tell my daddy. I gonna tell my brother. Lordy Buckrito, the whole of everybody in the whole place laughing and throwing down themselves. Now all of them bawling out, a ride for a ride, a ride for a ride. Look a joke, the Buckra want ride for a ride. And with that, the girl pick up a rock stone and blaze it in me poor gongolo backside. And now she firing one rock stone after the next, hitting me all in the back of my head and thing. I and the gongolo had to haul ras out of them, my boy. The next morning, many hours before anybody had any reason to believe it was morning, because it was the time of morning, when all good people is in their bed, and the only people out in the dark is the night soil man, the drunken people, and them poor brave soul who is going to risk their life to wrestle some old wife and yellowtail out of the jealous arms of the mighty kingdom of the deep. Them warriors of the water who is going out in the sea to do what they likes to call fishing in. In fact, some of them very same fishing in fellows who was first cousin of the gal slip in on the Buckra when he was sung asleep, jam a dirty sack in his mouth, and hooks him up in a fish net. The next thing you know, the Buckra is upside down in the dirty bilge water, in the bottom of a boat, out in the sea, heading north and west for a little island out there they called the Cockroach. Now, for who don't know, The cockroach is a very special and the best place to go when you're looking to find a certain kind of fish. The kind of fish that some people call a dogfish, but we don't hear most often refers to as, oh my God in heaven, oh my good Lord God, look a shark, look a shark. Out there by the cockroach is the home of shark, my boy. Shark by the dozen, shark by the ton. One of them cousins say, I wish we could have bring the two of them stupid jackass out there. This big head Buckra and a damn stupid donkey. Throw the two of them overboard. All the same, we gonna see if this stupid mumu want to play a ride for a ride with one of these big shark out there. The other one say, no man, don't waste good bait like that. Let we chop up his stupid skunk and put him in the fish pot. That time the uncle say, no sir, these shark look too smelly for this job this morning. Head to the west-southwest. I want to go Seal Rock. That's the home of the big hammerhead. That's where I'm going to hold him over the side because I want to see one of them big hammerhead boy go with the whole bottom half of him in one bite. That's when he gonna know he can't make no stupidness with one of our gal them. When that hammerhead bite off his whole bottom half, I bet you then he gonna know. I bet you then he gonna say, I'm sorry. All that time, my grandfather got that dirty sock, jamming him out, but nevertheless, and even so he bawling out through his nose, I'm sorry, no. Oh God, I'm sorry, no. It's my friend make me do it. It's my friend make me do it. But you know you can't talk through your nose. So all of that snorting just sung like 10 men in the bathroom with a bad case of fish poisoning. Or maybe like your cousin, because pretty soon one of them cousins say, hey Buckra, what did you say? It sung like your cousin my mother. You cousin my mommy. The Buckra said, then the uncle, who is the father of some of the cousin them, and the brother of some of the rest, don't ask me how, I can't explain it, say, that dirty stock stinking up the place, take it out the mouth and throw it overboard. I want to hear the big bad Buckra now. Before the sock was halfway out, all you could hear was, oh God, I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. The uncle said, but wait. What happened? We must have the wrong man. You ain't Buckra the Paehae, the fuss. He's so want to play a ride for a ride. You're telling me you changed your mind? You want to play a ride for a ride with the big, hungry, hammerhead shark them out Seal Rock? Man, I'm surprised to hear it. You who think he's such a bad man. All this time my grandfather saying, oh God, sir. Oh God, sir. No, sir. Sorry. I ain't no bad man. I come good now. I ain't gonna do it no more. Oh, please, sir, don't let the shark bite off my bum. Oh, God, please, don't let the shark bite off my thing, them. The cousin say, Uncle, okay then, if we gonna give half of him to the hammerhead, then I could chop up the rest of his stupid skunk and put it in the fish pot, right? The uncle say, no. The gal father, who is my brother, and the gal brother, who is my uncle, and my brother-in-law, is a paratroop in the army. They want to see this bad man this afternoon. They want to show the Buckra they ain't got no hard feelings. Them boy want to take him up for a little plane ride, way up in the sky. Them boys say they're going to teach the Buckra how to jump out a plane at 10,000 feet. The cousin say, what? Jump out a plane at 10,000 feet? But the Buckra ain't got no parachute. The uncle say, he ain't gonna need no parachute. My grandfather say, oh God, I dead. Oh God, I dead. The cousin say, Buckra, my son, if I was you, I would have rather chop up my own self and jam myself in the fish pot than to lead them boy thrum out the airplane at 10,000 feet. By now the Buckra is bawling and talking in tongues. Hey, hey, ay, ha, ay, ha, la, ba, sa, ba. Oh, God, I'm dead. Oh, God, I'm dead. La, ba, sa, ba. Blah, ba, 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 ho, ho, la, ba, sa, ba. Sorry, sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Then the uncle say, my son Buckra, you have touched my heart. And if you say sorry for true, then maybe we might let you go. If you're sorry for true. But I think you better lay low for the next 10 or 20 years till this thing blow over. Mind you don't make no stupidness and leave that gal alone or we coming for you. My grandfather say, oh man, okay man, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When grandfather tell El Cabrón what happened, El Cabrón say, yes sir, Buckra, my boy. Yes sir. Now go forth and tell the world how good I lift off the Dundo spell, how good I mash up the Dundo off for you, and it ain't gonna cost you nothing. I himself gonna charge you for it. Then my grandfather say, now you know me little Buckrito, now you know. And that's why your poor grandpapito has been jumpy and sleeping with the two eyes wide open from then till now. I say, gone me, grandfather, gone me, I didn't know. Yes, sir, little Buckrito, but still, after all of that, sometime I find myself singing, oh, how happy we could have be all the days and especially the nights of our life, doing the ride for a ride, and the happy, happy Buckra, and the happy, happy Big Bum, my darling, my dear, ride for a wife. The end.